My hair is wet. I am at the beach. I took 2 days with my daughter. We left yesterday after I finished some of the work that I was doing with many of you, and we headed for the beach. And so this is my first Zoom class from a location. And so last week's class, just to recap a tad here for moving into continuing this discussion, we talked about the doorway to your quantum being your heart. And we talked about how when we get out of the head with all the what ifs and the whys and the hows and the whens, and we get into the heart, we come from love, that we are opening our doorway to experiences in our quantum, which is our now, and every other space of us, right? That are in alignment with more of that love, that peace, that space for ourselves. So we really touched on the understanding of being the creator being. We really touched on the understanding of being the creator of all your nows. So it's fascinating to me, but I'm realizing more and more how much communication and messages are coming in the waking hours. You know, many of us, we can read our dreams, we can read meditation space, we can have energy sessions where we get knowings and understandings, and we're paying attention. Like in a dream, I saw a blue butterfly and it landed on water and it took a drink and then it flew and we make note of all these things, and then we piece it together of the message that we're giving ourselves, right? But I'm realizing more and more and how much is coming in the everyday experiences. So much so that I don't know, I don't have human words to truly explain this yet, but the understanding being more prevalent of this dream state. I know that sounds crazy in some ways, and some may be like, nope, I already have that understanding. But even the hours in which your physical eyes are open, they are, in a sense, a space very similar to the dream space. They are very similar, if not exact, in the sense of how you are creating all of it. You are the PowerPoint. You are the creator. So we've gotten very good over the years, many of us, at lucid dreaming, being present in the dream space. And if something's happening that we register as not in alignment with how we want that dream to go, we can implement what we do want in the dream. And many of you may have already done this or be doing this, but if you're not, you're capable of it. It's called lucid dreaming. And you can, for instance, I had a dream last night and I was in a space where it's very odd. I won't go into grand detail, but I was in a building that I had never been in before. And there was a dragon outside of the building, but it was a smaller dragon, but it was not, it didn't have good intentions for me. And I knew it didn't. And so I said, well, I'm going to leave this building and I'm not going to be seen by this dragon. And I'm going to go where I need to go that is most beneficial to me. And I did. But at one point, the dragon was realizing I wasn't in the building anymore. So the dragon began to then go look for me, right? Follow me. And I could feel it and knew it. I was aware. And I said, the dragon will not see me. I will lay down in the grass and the dragon will fly right over and will not see me. And I was able to do that. But that's like that's something I've been doing for several years, but for many, it could be new, and I tweak it as I go. Not all dreams are unfold perfectly as that one did. But the point here is I was creating in my dream. That's what lucid dreaming is. You're a creator even in dream space. And I want to convey the understanding and the concept that you can contemplate that just as much as you can be the creator in the lucid dreaming space, you are the creator in the eyes open space, and watching for the signs, watching. And this is even beyond the time being 3:33 or, you know, how many views are on a post when you look at it, or this is even beyond that. The smallest spaces of your waking hour, really paying attention. There's so much being given to us. There's so much information flooding in. as your consciousness expands, as my consciousness expands, which this is happening moment by moment, we are picking up more and more. And we are able to then not just see it and go, that's interesting, or that's cool, but why did I tell myself that? Right? Because there's a reason, there's a purpose, there's a divine unfolding. And so that's the really cool sweet spot that we're tapping into, is now not just being able to recognize these signs and these understandings and communications, but also then put them into use. They have a purpose, and that is really powerful. So last week when we talked about the doorway of your heart being the doorway to your quantum, and this week we're going to talk about the raising your vibration, your creative abilities into higher spaces of alignment for you by coming from love. And this is like so huge right now on our planet. It has been for a very, very long time, and it seems to be in certain pockets and spaces amping, but there is a need to remind ourselves. You remind you, I remind us, we remind each other that love is the greatest of these, and love holds so much power. So when you're opening the doorway to your quantum, waking hours, sleeping hours, meditative state, session state, you're in your heart coming into a new experience, recognizing and acknowledging as a creator being, I'm choosing what I open this door to, right? We talked about that. I'm choosing what I open this door to. And the most powerful tool you have in choosing what you open that door to is coming from love. Come from love. And so many of you have written me. Many of you are in my AQE class right now. And the vibration is just going up so fast right now. Okay. So many of you have written me, and you're moving through fears, and you're dropping them like just nobody's business. Like you're even acknowledging it, like you're writing me and you're telling me, and this is multiple people, and you're saying, I'm looking at this differently. This experience, this space, this part of me that I've lived my whole life with, I'm looking at it differently. I'm pressing it through. I'm leaning in, and you're sensing, tasting, feeling, acknowledging the higher spaces of you anchored in love, and fear is dropping. Consciousness is expanding. And when this is taking place, your vibration is rising because it's all connected. There's no separation. It's all connected. So as you navigate your experiences, everyday life, anchored in the who are you, and remembering that that is love, that's your PowerPoint. That's your PowerPoint in any moment. Even in, and we have many individuals as well in our group, in our family of Acasma, whether they're in classes or not. I get a lot of feedback. I get multiple emails and direct messages and comments and all kinds of ways in which people share. But so many of you are dealing with family. So you're dealing with, I don't want to just shout out to all of you, a huge wave of love. You're not alone. I'm getting all these responses and emails and notifications, and you are not alone. And this is part of the space we're navigating right now. And it's okay. You're safe. You're safe. You're loved. You aligned it. You showed up for it. You're equipped for it. What you are anchoring and bringing into it is exactly what it needs. So whether it's a family member who, and there's multiple of you who are dealing with family members who are dealing with dementia, or are dealing with spaces of that where they are in and out and they don't know you the same way or all the time, and yet you're being asked to anchor love, and you're being asked to stand in your who are you, even though the ones you have loved your whole life don't know you. That's huge. I see you. We see you. You're not alone. And so we have family members navigating all different types of spaces, right? But what every space holds is the opportunity to approach it either from opening a door of your heart as you're experiencing it with love, or opening that door with fear. And the fear is easy because it's where we've been programmed to kind of be the majority of our lives. And it's always coming at us with all of the, well, what if this happens? And what if that happens? What if this never changes? What if I have to deal with this again at a harsher space, or whatever the what ifs are? But love says, you're not alone. Love reminds you of the light within you. Love reminds you of the light around you. I'm sitting in a hotel room and I'm setting up this space to film. You may have saw, I put a little thing on the story because I was enjoying being able to do that. And I did a camera shot prior so I could check the lighting and make sure it was decent. You know, it's not the best. It's not like my house, but I put that camera on personal room on Zoom to set up the lighting, and I could see these beings of light coming in. My daughter was moving lights around to try to assist. Do you like this? Do you like this? You know, I felt like I was at an eye doctor when they say 1 or 2, 1 or 2. But she was very patient with me. So shout out to Sydney for her love. But as I was doing it, all of a sudden I started seeing these beings, different shapes, different sizes, moving different ways. I said, wait, let me hit record. Don't touch the lights. The beings are here. I'm seeing them coming in. So I hit record. I might throw it in this. I might take the piece out and try to throw it in this video that I'll share later. But so why I say that is, in that moment, I was talking to them. I was seeing them on the screen as I'm seeing you, but I was talking to them just like I'm talking to you. And I was saying, oh my goodness, thank you for being here. You'll see it if I share the video, but it was quite profound because I said, is there anybody else who wants to be seen? And again, I'm talking to you now as well, dear ones, but is there anyone else who wants to be seen in this very moment? And I had this little one come out really slowly, and another one came in. And I was so moved because I tell everyone all the time, remember the light that's in you, and remember the light that's around you, right? And now here I was in this little moment, just checking lighting, and they were coming in to say hello, to bless the space and to be seen and share their love with me and with us. Just give them a minute. So cool. I can say setting up. Oh, hello, beautiful. Oh. Anybody else want to come in? Make their presence known. Oh, thank you. Hello, Divine One. This is how we communicate, huh? Oh, I love you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you, Divine One. Yes, thank you. Oh my goodness. I am grateful. I am so grateful. Thank you. Stay and be here for them. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. We don't always, but we can lose sight or the depth of the enormity of the truth of how surrounded you are with love, with light. We can lose that because it's not always so prevalent, right? We're not always seeing or maybe sensing or feeling. Everybody's in a different space and has different abilities or gifts of how they can perceive and sense, but they're there. They are so there. They are so there. And there's thunder in the background as I say that. A storm came in as we came in to film. It was a beautiful morning, and and it was not on the schedule. So Sydney and I we were smiling, and we said, wow, when you do the energy session today, I think there's going to be a huge clearing and an expansion because this storm came in out of nowhere. But anyways, we're surrounded by love and light at all times, and it is us, and it is within us and around us. And when we're in these moments where we're experiencing our lives and the eyes are open to the waking hours and the dragon is outside the building, and you want to not have to have that confrontation with the dragon, and whatever that dragon is for you, my dear, right? Yes, we all follow the knowing. Remember that you are the creator. And remember that the moment itself is aligned by you, by me, and that it's offering us the most perfect experience and opportunity to truly bless us, to truly bless us. And even in the spaces that they don't feel that way or look that way at first, if we can remember the core of that knowing as our anchor point, right? Which means the ship can sway, but it doesn't leave that space of knowing. It's anchored deep into that knowing. Then as you're confronted with that space, and it can get crazy or off or weird or uncomfortable or traumatic even, remember who you are. Remember you are a piece of God experiencing this now. And as you expand, source expands. As you navigate from love, you just offer yourself the opportunity to flow more through that space. Love opens the flow where fear or conflict, shame, strife, guilt, anger, frustration, when they want to come in, and it's okay, I'm not judging feelings, I'm just saying they are all energy. They are all energy. So if you feel something, it's okay to acknowledge it. It's just a really important choice as to what you do with it after you acknowledge it. Do you hold it and do you anchor in it? Or do you gain the wisdom that it is bringing and make the judgment then to offer it love and begin to flow? So the other vibrational spaces, they constrict. So they tighten everything up, which means those spaces then last longer. They last longer. But when we are coming from love, there's no attachment to it having to be a certain way. And so then whatever we're opening that door to, right? That doorway to your quantum, all spaces of you, coming from love, allowing and remembering who you are, facilitates flow.